Yeah, baby, you know. I know how this show is.
And away we go. Sports Center with Jay and Dan, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Hope you went to Timmy's and got your coffee for camp day on Wednesday.
Today. That's right.
So we were talking the other night in previewing Game 3 of the NBA Finals. You wanted to point out to people the Cavs are still only down 2-0 going into Game 3.
And they were down 2-0 to the Boston Celtics and came back and won
And they
that
were
series.
going home.
And they were going home. Though Jack Armstrong and Leo Routens are going to join us in just a second. And Jack said, hey, as long as Andre Iguodala doesn't play, they're going to be fine. He played. But that wasn't the real problem, as we see in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. LeBron has overcome 3 0-2 deficits in his career, including the 2016 Finals against these Golden State Warriors. LeBron off the backboard to himself. Cavs started the game on a 16-4 run. It was loud in Quicken Loans Arena. Second quarter, LeBron off Sean Livingston. But later, LeBron turns his ankle. Wouldn't miss a second. James had 14 points, 9 assists at the half. Nice pass to J.R. Smith. Who hits? Surprised he's passing the ball to J.R. Cavs led by as much as 13, but Kevin Durant came on to close the half. Drives into Larry Nance and the foul. He scored 26 in each of the first 2 games of this series. He had 24 by the end of the half on just 10 shots. G-State down just 6. Third quarter, Durant, slick feed to Livingston. Warriors up 2 after 3, and then Steph Curry turned out to be ice cold. A finals record 9 threes in Game 2. He was 0 for 9 from deep in Game 3. Crunch time. Curry finds himself open. Can he make one? He can. He was left completely open, and mom and dad are loving it. Other way, the missed tap back to Cleveland. LeBron fakes and scores. He had 33, but then Durant and Iguodala playing the 2-man game here. Oh boy, Iguodala back after missing 6 games with a leg injury. Durant had a playoff career high, 43 points. Golden State takes a commanding 3-0 lead in this series, and they can wrap it up Friday in the Cleve. Teams that go down 3-0 are 0-13 in the finals all time. Warriors are the first team to take a 3-0 lead in back-to-back finals. The Cavs are the first team to trail 3-0 in back-to-back finals. And despite the loss, LeBron, 10th career finals triple-double, most in NBA history. Magic is second with 8. Kevin Durant, 43 points, as we mentioned. Look at the disparity in points between him and his teammates in Game 3. Surprisingly, it was the first time in 5 games this year that Durant scored 40-plus points, but Golden State won.
Coors side seats. Leo and Jack are here. Guys, if you had said to the Cavs, Steph Curry's only going to have 11 points in Game 3, they would have said, okay, yeah, we're going to win that game.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I'm really surprised, Leo.
We'll make it even worse. And Klay Thompson's only going to have 10 points.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, their backcourt, I mean, they really struggled shooting the ball, took some questionable shots tonight. And normally, you don't shoot it as well on the road as you do at home. And Cleveland got off to a great start shooting the ball, and they just kind of faded away as the game went on.
But, you know, Golden State, I mean, they're such a, to me, it's a special team. It's a fun team to watch. And they kind of have that, you know, they've embraced today's game. They shoot the 3, they do all that, but they have old school values where they make the pass, they play great defense, and they give themselves a chance because of that every time, regardless of who's struggling.
I just don't think they're as good a team.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they played their tails off in the first half, and you look up and they're only up 6 at half. I mean, I think there was spirit tonight. There was fight, Leo. I just don't think they're that good.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought to some degree LeBron actually got some help tonight, but still not enough. You know, where was Jeff Green? Where was George Hill? Where was Kyle Korver? Still not enough help to beat a team like Golden State.
And I totally agree with Terry Rozier from the Boston Celtics. I think the Celtics would have given the Warriors a better finals than what Cleveland's doing.
It's a matchup league. I agree.
It sure is, and they're just tougher and grittier defensively.
Cavs could really use Kyrie right now.
I'd say so, but he's in Boston, by the way.
I know.
We appreciate this, guys. Producer Tim, what's coming up after the break?
Oh, nothing. Because we're going to go right to the Yankees
Where's
and
the
Jays.
Coors Light?
Yeah, we were promised
I'm looking for my
beverages.
I'm thirsty. What's going on here?
We're going to get camera guy Glenn has a few cans
Yeah,
of
I'm sure he
Coors for
does.
you right here.
Yeah, right.
Here we
Yeah, but
go.
he's not sure.
The Jays reeling as of late. They're playing the Yankees, 5th inning. Devin Travis up with the bases loaded, just one out. Grounds into the inning-ending double.
Yeah, I'm a Yankee fan.
The Jays
The
failed
Bronx
to
Bombers.
take advantage
Jack,
of a
the whole
prime
country
scoring
loves you.
opportunity.
You can't talk like this.
Sonny Gray fired up after that defense.
Vanderbilt grad, by the way.
This game needed extras. It was 0-0. Aaron Judge, he was given Tuesday night off to regroup after striking out 8 times and 9 at-bats during a doubleheader on Monday. So during batting practice on Wednesday, launches one into the seats. Guess who gets it?
Young man we've been showing.
A Yankees fan. And when he finds out that Judge hit it, he's like, oh, I just got Judge. I just got the ball. Judge to the plate in the 13th. Man on. Okay. Fouls off. That young fan, though, thought he struck out. They said, no, it was foul ball. Foul ball. He's still up. Very next pitch.
Very happy.
And that kid is fired up.
Love that kid. Judge crushes his 17th of the year. Yanks take a 2-0 lead. For good measure, Giancarlo Stanton. Watch this one. It gets about 8 feet off the ground.
Oh, hello.
Oh, wow. As the Yankees knock off the Jays, which everyone is doing, in 13 innings, they take a 3-0.
Jack's happy. Let's see how the Red Sox did against the Tigers.
Oh, I hate these guys. They're obnoxious. Can't stand them.
Xander Bogaerts handing out fist bumps to the kids before the game, and then with 2 on, off the wall in center. The monster, in fact. Both runs will cash. Both Sox take a 4-1 lead over Detroit. Not Detroit. That's incorrect. Flashback to Tuesday. Bogaerts drills into the Sox bullpen. Red Sox bullpen catcher Mike Brenly misses it. He's very upset. Tried to catch it in his hat. He's very upset about this. But he had a chance for redemption, guys, on Wednesday. Bottom 5, Andrew Benintendi. Solo shot into the pen. Here we go. Got a chance at it, and no, again, messes up again.
Can't teach hands.
It's the little things, you know? It's the little things in life. Bottom 9, Nick Castellanos, foul into the seats.
Popped up foul.
Check out this older gentleman here in the burgundy shirt and teal slacks. He ends up with the ball, and he does the right thing. He gives it to this young fan.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Jack, the Red Sox won.
Yeah. It's a horrible night.
Mariners, Astros, Alex Bregman. Pretty cool moment with his brother AJ before the game.
Retire Mike Sedino.
Hey, once you check the record, bro, you just got drafted in the 35th round by the Stros.
How cool is that?
It's a weird way to find out.
Yeah, your brother tells you you're drafted. First inning, Bregman goes into foul territory, throws a strike. Bregman originally drafted as a shortstop, 2nd overall in 2015, played his entire MLB career at third. Third inning, Bregman on 2nd, Carlos Correa. To 2nd, D. Gordon knocks it down. Bregman trying to score. Play at the plate. Yeah, he gone. Risky base running does not pay off. Remains 0-0. Some would say scoreless. That's incorrect. There is a score, 0-0 in the 6th. Bregman robs Gordon. Astros win this game sometime. Still the cup. Just like the line in Jerry Maguire, Austin Matthews is asking his new agency to show me the money. James Duthie and the panel have more on Matthews changing agents and what it means for a long-term deal.
Baltimore, New York Mets. Adam Jones, where'd that bat go? Manny Machado got it. Watch it again. Machado. 2-time Gold Glover. Machado. Mets have a sure-handed shortstop of their own in Ahmed Rosario. Jonathan Scope, slow roller. Rosario, bare hand, gets him!
And it throws him out. Nicely done by Ahmed for the
Gets
first
him!
out.
The font said, "Who needs two hands?"
Because on one pitch, struck out 3 in a minute.
Joey Rickard.
Off the right side, and Gonzalez.
This adult glove makes a pretty nice catch.
He caught it and he held it, but it
It's a nice hand, too. He's okay. He's okay. Mets have lost 8 straight at home, however. Such a nice ballpark. That's a shame.
Old huckster.
This segment, as we walk from here over to there for the second time this show, is brought to you by Just Socks.
That's all they got. It's just socks. You want shoes? Go somewhere else.
William Karlsson has not had a good Stanley Cup final, and he was absent from the Golden Knights practice Wednesday. But Vegas head coach Gerard Gallant said it was simply a maintenance day. Alex Ovechkin to the Caps, 1 win away from the franchise's first Stanley Cup. Ovi is trying to divert his attention elsewhere for the time being.
I'm just trying to focus in on different things, but it's hard. Obviously, it's hard. Whatever, cars, I don't know, hotels, you know, Vegas. You know.
So he said cars, hotels, Vegas. We played it back a few times.
Yeah, we couldn't figure it out at first. Cars, hotels, Vegas. That's really Vegas in a nutshell. It's cars and hotels. Meanwhile, the first TSN trade bait boards are out. Frank Saravalli, our good friend, has released them, and I believe we have them for you. And here they are. Erik Karlsson, Ryan O'Reilly, Mike Hoffman, Jeff Skinner, Max Pacioretty talking trade bait. We're talking trade bait, and we've got more. Philip Grubauer, 7th overall pick from Canucks. Oliver Ekman, Larson, Phil Kessel, Subban. We're talking trade bait. Subban is on the list now. More trade talk and the implications of Austin Matthews switching agents. Here's James Duthie and the insiders.
Insider trading from the pool deck of the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas. Darren Drager, Pierre LeBrun, Bob McKenzie alongside. Well, this is interesting and rare. Austin Matthews, just as he's likely set to sign a massive extension this summer, changes agents. What are the implications?
Well, in the grand scheme of things, probably not a lot. Now, Judd Moldaver has left CAA to join the Orr Wasserman Group, and Austin Matthews decided to go along with him. So what it means now, instead of Pat Brisson from CAA being the lead negotiator on an extension for Austin Matthews, potentially as early as this summer, it will be Judd Moldaver along with Jeff Jackson from Orr Wasserman, who also headed up and spearheaded, obviously, the Connor McDavid extension with the Edmonton Oilers. The critical questions this summer are going to be, both for Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, are they going to do their deals this summer, or are they going to wait until their entry-level deals expire a year from now? That's question number one. Question number two is, in specifically to Matthews, is he going to sign an 8-year extension, the maximum allowed, or is he going to look at something a little shorter, maybe 5 years? Those questions obviously have yet to be answered.
Insider trading from Vegas. The guys are lobbying to make this a permanent insider trading location. Confirmed.
That was actually really good.
Yeah.
Blue Bombers quarterback Matt Nichols suffered an apparent knee injury on a non-contact play in practice on Wednesday. Nichols was hurt while backpedaling on a passing drill, but was able to put some pressure on both legs as he was helped off the field. There have been 2 significant injuries in Matt Nichols' career. You see the one at the top in 2012. He missed the entire 2013 season while with the Eskimos after he tore his ACL during a preseason game. That injury came after he dislocated his ankle in a 2012 playoff loss to the Argos. It is time to bring in the nail gun, our CFL insider, Dave Naylor, who is in Winnipeg and actually was there when the incident occurred. Dave, how serious did it look to you?
At first, it didn't look serious at all. I mean, Matt Nichols was just dropping back, and he just seemed to fall backwards. And it looked like kind of an innocent play. I expected to watch him get up, but then he stayed on the ground for a while. The trainers attended to him. He got up on one knee and then put an arm around each of the trainers and had sort of a gentle, steady walk to the end of the stadium. But, you know, when you think about it, in football, a lot of times it is the non-contact injuries that are the more serious ones. A contact injury, you know, can be a bruise or something. A non-contact injury is often a tear of some kind. So, yeah, at the moment, didn't seem serious. But, of course, in the couple of minutes that followed, you could see concern all over the field. But this is nervous time in Winnipeg.
Nail gun, enjoy your time in Winnipeg, and make sure you hit up the Scandinavian Spa. It is fabulous.
I'll get on that.
I should start getting kickbacks from them.
Do you have shares in that spa?
I went once.
Everyone on the show. But I always say everyone should go to Ray and Jerry's.
Still to come. There may still be a sweep in the NBA Finals, but there was definitely a sweep in the Jannies of greatness.
That's right, Gino's That's Hockey Studio, just right across the way here. Right.
Hey, if things don't work out on the show, Gino, piping hot coffee, he was just hurling those out.
And friendly?
Yep. I'd give him a good Yelp review. Devin Travis, nice play.
Didn't it? Manny Machado, great fielder. And here he proves it in the on-deck circle. Adam Jones lost the handle. Machado. He's got it.
Pretty sure this is going to be highlight of the night. Not this. This. What do you think?
James up and under, throws it off the backboard.
Maybe.
What a perfect pass.
Possibly.
Monster. Two-handed hoop harmer.
Phillies Cubs, Chris Bryant going to third on ball 4. Catches the Phillies napping, and with no one covering third, takes that extra base.
Okay, this one's really interesting. The Red Panda is a famous plate juggler. Never falls. The Red Panda fell Wednesday night at the Q in Cleveland.
Oh, that's the worst play of the day, probably. Oh, you feel bad.
Carlos Gonzalez, fly ball to right. Billy Hamilton.
Deep right center field, but playable.
Drops. After he finally gets to it, Cargo, rounding second, falls. Then Scooter Jeanette drops the relay. And then tried to backhand the ball. That was like a little league sequence there.
Man, the highlight of the night might be sewn up, but the worst play of the day has a lot of contenders.
Yes.
Eagle safety Malcolm Jenkins met with the media on Wednesday for the first time since President Trump rescinded his offer for the team to visit the White House to celebrate their Super Bowl win. And instead of speaking, he used a series of handwritten signs to deliver his message.
Are you upset with the White House and the president for canceling the trip?
What does it have to do with not going to the White House yesterday? Why have you chosen this course of action to respond to questions?
Is there any one of these particular stats that stands out to you that you would like to hold up again as something that we are not listening to further?
Sorry.
That's pretty good. Just one day after President Trump canceled the Eagles' White House visit, head coach Doug Peterson addressed the media before Wednesday's practice.
I was looking forward to going down, obviously. You know, we did something last season that was very special. It's a milestone here in the city of Philadelphia, our organization, and I was looking forward to going down and being recognized as world champions. And, you know, it is what it is. We're here today, got an OTA practice. I'm focused on these next couple of days, getting through next week and on to training camp. So that's where we're at.
Mike Garafolo.
NFL Network star reporter Mike Garafolo.
There isn't a nicer guy on the planet than our NFL insider Mike Garafolo. Our NFL insider, Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network, has been covering the Eagles all week. Mike, this story continues to get more fascinating. Is there any concern that this could be a distraction in the locker room for the Super Bowl champs? Because I know that Nick Foles actually wanted to go to the White House.
Well, there were a number of guys who did want to go. It wasn't a big number, but there were guys who wanted to go. I mean, even Doug Peterson, the head coach, acknowledged that he would have liked to have gone because that's part of the spoils of winning the Super Bowl. You get to celebrate on the lawn of the White House. But right now, just too many factors at play, too much divisiveness as far as the political views of some guys in that locker room. But, you know, it's a fair question that you ask, and that was my question. I talked to guys there, among them tight end Zach Ertz, who said, no, there's too much love and respect in this locker room where even if a guy doesn't agree with another guy and what he believes in, he still respects him for that. So he said, quote, when I asked him about this, there's nothing that could tear this locker room apart. We shall see. I do believe that there is unity in that locker room.
Wow, that's amazing. He's available for your next charity softball game. He's our NFL insider, Mike Garafolo.
Hit him big, baby.
Vladdy Guerrero Jr. left Wednesday's AA New Hampshire game with an apparent leg injury. Guerrero reached on an infield single in the bottom of the fourth for his second hit of the game. And after the next batter dropped a single to shallow right, he had to hustle into second with a slide and immediately called for the trainer. It's the second time in 5 days Vladdy's left the game with a leg injury, but after the game, Fisher Cats manager John Schneider, who also starred in the Dukes of Hazzard, said it's not serious, but they're just being cautious with the 19-year-old.
Yeah, he's 19. I remember when I was 19, I'd bounce back like you wouldn't believe.
You were doing nothing.
I was working at a car wash. That's something.
Yeah, that is something. And you could injure yourself doing that. The wax on, wax off thing, you know?
I guess. LeBron James, he showed off his fashion sense earlier in the finals when he showed up wearing a suit with shorts. TSN's John Liu decided to try out the look in Vegas at the Stanley Cup Final. But the only question is who wore best? LeBron or LeBron?
I have to say, John Liu, who's known as one of the most stylish guys at this network, I think he pulled it off. I think he's more stylish than LeBron.
And John Liu already winning at life. You know why? He once showed me pictures of when a moose went through the windshield of his car. It was disgusting.
Was that like the first time you met him? Hey, Dan, want to see some pictures of when a moose went through the hood of my car?
Well, he had me at, do you want to see some pictures? And I'm like, yeah,
yes, I do. Yes. Oh, yes, this is what I thought you were going to show me, John.
It was just like...
When men come up to you and just say, do you want to see some pictures? You're like, yes.
The entire inside of his car was moose. Still to come.
Hey, how about a fan? She caught that last foul ball with her beer.
Yeah. No bad hops there.
This is the thing.
Drink it. Drink it. All of it. This is fantastic television right now.
And she's letting it go. She downed it.
All right. Woolsey, you should find that girl. Not sure if Dan tracked her down, but I do know she inspired our top 10 drink moments. Unfortunately, we now have a tragic food moment to report. Gleb, our other beloved camera guy that you met on yesterday's show, has died. Gleb arrived at work today and ate an entire bowl of 2-day-old guacamole from the French Open Cruise craft services table. His bowels exploded, and he died. Goodbye, Gleb. We will miss you.
You had a really weird name.
But we must continue on because that's what Gleb would want. So here we go, drink moments. Has this ever happened to you, Toolsy? The old brain freeze?
Oh, I hate it.
This poor kid.
Feels like you're dying.
Oh, this poor kid.
You can't do anything.
No,
although they say put your tongue on the top of your mouth. That's how they say to get rid of it. Mark Stone, yeah, the water bottle's the wrong way.
No, it's the other way.
There you go.
Green side
He looks kind of bombed there. This jacked fan at a Mets game had a hard time opening a bottle of water. See if I dry it off in my jeans.
I think you got the wrong workout program.
Sends in Wild, a fan. Oh, full beer. He loses his full beer. And last call had already happened.
Stop selling beer 5 minutes ago. Such a good idea.
You know what the problem is? That guy's sleeves are too long.
Not a good idea.
You have a husband
So
and
this
a
fan
wife,
catches a ball at a Dodger game, spills beer all over his wife and daughter. And like, watch the daughter's head. Right on top of her head there. And then he says,
his glass full of beer all over his daughter. Hands on the ball, and you can just see that little child saying, "Oh, great, Dad, thanks for the ball."
Doug Gilmore. I guess he was a bit of a prankster. He unscrews water bottles and leaves them on the bench at practice. Craig Rivet. When was the last time we said Craig Rivet on the show?
Craig Rivet.
Never. This is the first time in the history of this show we've mentioned him on SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. But Craig Rivet,
we used to talk. He used to talk constantly after Habs games. He was always the guy he'd go to. Michael Whalen, go right to Rivet. Astros Mariners. Just like Tuesday night, a fan catches a foul ball in his beer. And then goes to tap.
I'd love some. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Cheers!
I'm proud of you for doing that. There's something I couldn't do. Look, you see how sweaty his feet are? There's a lot of toe jam in those shoes.
I don't care. I made the podium for the first time. I will drink out of anybody's shoes.
oh, how great is this? 2010 Winter Olympics. John Montgomery celebrates with everyone by chugging a pitcher of beer in Whistler Village.
Sold to me, I'll take it for $1,000. The auctioneer bought it. It's not supposed to happen, but I did it.
Sold to John Montgomery for 1 Olympic gold medal.
Edge. Having a good time in Whistler. This was bizarre. Adam Party hit through the glass, and a fan rips Party's helmet off, and then that lady pours a beer on his head. Look at that guy.
Oh.
He is not. How is he even standing up straight? Chicago.
Surprised we didn't have anything from Flames games, because 1 beer there is like the equivalent of 37 beers anywhere else. Oh, I got this. Bryce Harper. It's a blooper into left. Drops. Trying to stretch into a double. I don't, let's, so his helmet trips him up. I don't know. I don't know how.
That
it's a
was
fault.
unusual. Did he trip and then just slid early because of it? He chipped up.
What happened?
Highlight of the night, Game 3 NBA Finals. And Dan called it.
Throws it off the backboard. Oh, what a perfect pass to himself.
Triple-double for LeBron. Still lost the game. Well, his team did. He did all he could to try to win it.
My batting percentage on predicting the highlight of the night, not so good. But I did it that time.
Yes, you did. You nailed it. Meanwhile, we blew it. It's our popular segment where we point out our many errors. You blew it. You tried to throw to commercial break after we chatted with Jack and Leo after producer Tim had just told you we were going to Blue Jays highlights. Yeah. And our producer Greg blew it. He was sitting in this chair in the control room, and it smashed.
Look at that.
It like collapsed on him. Greg's left butt cheek is like a anvil.